how woke was Borderlands the movie? I'll start by saying I'm a massive fan of the Borderlands games, so I really wanted this movie to be good, and it just wasn't. The main character in this movie is Lilith, a girl boss, no-nonsense bounty hunter that kicks ass and takes names. Now, this isn't much different from the Lilith in the video games.
Sup?
With one distinction. She's less of a girl boss and more of a grandma boss. Why a 55-year-old Cate Blanchett is playing this character is baffling. One of Granny Lilith's first lines in the movie is, "I'm getting too old for this shit." It would make sense if she was an older and washed up bounty hunter getting back in the game. But the movie's timeline is back before a vault was ever opened, putting Lilith in her early 20s. Again, baffling. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if Lilith was the only girl boss, but then you get Tiny Tina. And Tiny Tina is special. How do you know this Gen Zer is special? Well, she literally says, "I'm special," about 20 times during the movie.
I'm the only one who can open the vault.
We have something they don't, baby girl.
In fact, if her calling herself special was a drinking game, you'd be blackout drunk by the end of the film. In the video game, Tiny Tina is a much beloved side character who ended up becoming so popular she got her own DLC. In the game, Tiny Tina's family was sold to Hyperion to serve as test subjects. Tina escaped with the help of a well-timed grenade, but her parents weren't so lucky. When Tina began her solitary life on Pandora, she vowed revenge on the psycho that doomed her to that life. Tina's hyperactive nature and fascination for explosives spawns from that day, and the player sees glimpses of the real Tina behind the over-the-top festivities.
Got a very important tea party coming up, and my date is missing, and I am not going stag! Don't even suggest it!
I remember you, kid! You should be dead!
What an interesting point, Monsieur Fleshstick. Mr. Sparks, what do you think?
No! I'm sorry I sold out your family! I'm sorry!
Best tea party ever.
In the movie, Tiny Tina is the lab-created daughter of the main villain, Atlas. We find her locked in a cell and don't get much backstory about her aside from her being the lab creation daughter of Atlas and the special little Gen Z Latinx bunny rabbit that can open the vault. It's painfully obvious that Latinx Tiny Tina was pulled from a side character to a main character to try to get little girls to dress up as her for Halloween. The actress herself said she modeled her character off of Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad movies more than the actual video game character. Now, we do have a third minor girl boss and diversity hire, Commander Knox. She is a secondary villain in the story who is pursuing our team of Vault Hunters. Again, no backstory here except that she knew Roland at some point in the military, and at the end of the movie, she decides to shield Lilith and friends from her soldiers and become a good guy. Because remember, women can do no evil. And she's promptly blown up, like exploded, without even a sentence to explain why she is switching sides. Baffling. Now let's get to the men in the film. Krieg is a muscle-bound psycho who is friends with Tiny Tina, and that's it. No more backstory, no character development, just a big buff white guy that grunts out one-liners from the video game and knocks people around.
Nobody kills me but me!
If we use Guardians of the Galaxy's Drax, the Destroyer, as a comparison, we can see how much Krieg failed as a character. See, Drax sought revenge on Ronan the Accuser for killing his wife and daughter, and went on a rampage across the galaxy, ending with him becoming known as Drax the Destroyer. He's a lovable idiot with powerful motivation and a reason for the audience to root for him. Krieg, on the other hand, is just there. He looks like the character from the cover art of the game, and that's about it. Why is he wearing a psycho mask the whole movie? Does he have to? Does it keep him alive? Is it a religious thing? Towards the end of the movie, his mask breaks a bit, and you see some of his face, but it doesn't really matter. His metaphorical mask is up the entire movie, and you never get a peek behind what really makes Krieg. Roland. Roland is what we wanted in the Snow White remake, an actual dwarf. Aside from being black, Kevin Hart is the complete opposite to the massive, imposing military commander Roland. Again, we get almost no backstory to Roland aside from him being a soldier in a previous life. In the movie, he puts his life on the line to help the team escape, and everyone watching thinks, okay, who cares? In the video game, Roland's death motivates the main characters to destroy the villain. They rally behind Roland as a martyr, and his sacrifice is one of the main driving motivations of Borderlands 2. When playing through this game with my nephew, we were both teary-eyed as we lost our war-torn commander. In the movie, he's treated as comic relief and cannot be taken seriously as a leader.
I don't want to!
Now we get to Claptrap, who was originally voiced by David Eddings in the first 4 Borderlands games. Claptrap is supposed to be a snarky, annoying little robot that commands humans to do his bidding.
Hello, traveler!
Oh, bloody hell.
Instead, the Claptrap in this movie immediately becomes subservient to girl boss Lilith and loses much of his charm.
Minion, get on that cannon. Just blast this gate down, but don't do it until I'm out of the way. Understand? If you shot the gate now, that could cause serious damage to me. So don't do that. I'm just standing here to show you the area you should shoot after I move away, which I will once I'm totally convinced you understand the instructions that I'm relaying to you. Do you understand? I know it's kind of complicated, but just stick with me, okay? Look, when it's okay for you to shoot this gate with the cannon, I'll say something like, shoot the gate with the cannon now! But that was just a test, right? You're doing me proud, Minion. Actually, I'm getting bored.
He is still very much annoying though, with Never Trumper Jack Black thrilling and shrilling through fart jokes and terrible one-liners.
What? I'm expelling the excess lead. Oh, no! Oh, big bullet coming. Oh, there we go.
Do this enough time.
This has to happen now. Don't judge me.
Between Tiny Tina and Claptrap, it's hard to decide which one I would kick down a hole. Now, the twist was seen coming from a mile away. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the film, I don't recommend watching it, but Tiny Tina isn't the special one. Lilith is. Wow, said no one in the theater. Look, this movie could have worked if they did what Marvel did before the Avengers movies. Introduce a few main characters from Borderlands at a time in standalone films. This could have been Lilith, a Borderlands movie. We get Lilith's backstory, meet a few main supporting characters, and get introduced to Pandora and vault hunting. Instead, multiple storylines were stuffed into one movie with 3 too many girl bosses and the men relegated to grunting around or being the comic relief. The biggest sin of this movie is its forgettability. I just watched this movie yesterday as a $5 Tuesday and I can barely remember it. It's like when you're watching a TV show and it goes to commercial and you completely forgot what show you're watching in the first place. What movie was I reviewing again? Oh, that's right, Borderlands. So what score do I give Borderlands on the woke meter? I give it a solid D. Not only is it massively woke, but it's generally unwatchable. It's also a D for disappointment to video game fans who can only be kept entertained by Easter eggs for a few minutes before it becomes evident that the plot to this movie was written in crayon. Did you see the Borderlands movie, or are you planning to? Leave a comment down below with what you thought of the film. Please be sure to like and subscribe to Conservative Vibes, and I'll see you next time.